One of the biggest stories this week has been the DMK pulling support from the government, leaving them at the mercy of Mayawati and Mulayam Singh Yadav. Now, the story which still remains a mystery is how just 2 days later, a CBI team landed at DMK leader MK Stalin's house, and if it was a valid raid, just why was everyone from the Prime Minister to many other UPA ministers pulling up CBI and ordering inquiries? That's what we're discussing. Most crucial question, is autonomy a myth in CBI? We'll hear from the real players. We've heard from the politicians, we'll hear from the real players who are usually very, very reluctant to speak. They're on our panel today, CBI officers and other officers who've dealt with all this pressure. We have joining us here in studio Mr. Satyanand Mishra. He was the DOPT secretary, and that was a government interface between CBI and the politicians. And also Mr. M.L. Mishra, he was number 2 in CBI and now he's an information commissioner. And joining us from Chennai, we have K. Ragothamam. He is an author and a former CBI officer. His book, is a book of A Conspiracy to Kill Rajiv Gandhi. If I may start with you, Mr. Mishra. Yesterday, when you heard all these politicians saying ordering an inquiry into CBI, what did you think? Wasn't it very strange? How could they have ordered an inquiry into CBI's workings if it is an autonomous body?
CBI is autonomous, there is no doubt about it. Structurally, institutionally, CBI is an autonomous body. The relationship with the government is purely administrative, since the government provides the finances and the government also makes appointments to the CBI. But as you know, the appointments to the CBI are also modulated in the manner already prescribed by the Supreme Court. So structurally there is nothing that the government can do to the CBI about its day-to-day affairs.
Mr. M.L. Sharma, when you heard of what happened yesterday, you must have ordered lots of raids in your tenure in CBI. Do you need political sanction to order a raid?
There is a SOP laid down the CBI in the form of CBI manual. Mostly the searches in CBI are conducted as per the SOP laid down in the CBI manual, and if that is done, then there are no hiccups, there are no problems.
But do you think what went wrong yesterday, do you think?
Frankly speaking, I have no factual inputs with me. I never tried to get those inputs. But one fundamental question I raise, and that is whether the FIR was registered under the orders of the competent authority. And if yes, whether the searches were conducted under the orders of the competent authority. If answers to these two questions are yes, then the third question arises whether these searches were commenced and completed or they were abandoned midstream.
In your book, Mr. Ragothamam, you've talked about lots of things which shouldn't be happening but does happen in the CBI. For instance, how a certain line was investigation was discarded because there were problems with it. As a CBI person and somebody from that state, Tamil Nadu, what do you think may have happened yesterday when Stalin was raided?
As previous speakers were telling, on record officially and under the authority of the Supreme Court of India also, no interference can be done by anyone in the police investigation. Let it be a CBI, let it be Vigilance Anti-Corruption of a state or Central Crime Branch or anybody. This is on record. But let us be practical. No government of India is away from the shadow of ruling party or ruling government. It comes under the Ministry of Personnel and the Prime Minister of India. But that doesn't mean that we take orders from for every action and for searches and seizures and arrest. It is not so.
Okay, Mr. M.L. Sharma, were you ever under pressure from any politician or other people? You don't have to tell us how you dealt with it. You don't have to tell us how you dealt with it.
Time is not ripe to speak about all these things, but I want to just develop the point made by Mr. Ragothamam here, and that is that single directive, joint secretary level and above, permission has to be sought from the government and all that. Now in this case, I am guessing that these two individuals whom we have named, they are private individuals. So it's quite possible that since they are not holding a political office at the moment, So at local level, decision could have been taken. I'm only guessing.
But isn't it
And,
outrageous, Mr. Sharma, that all the politicians were pulling up the CBI for something that they shouldn't be? I mean, CBI is supposed to be independent. So why was CBI being pulled up?
All that is in public domain. It doesn't require any special comment from me.
Okay. And I wanted to ask you, Mr. Raghuatmam, that your experience, you've been much more candid. I think Mr. Satyanand Mishra and Mr. M.L. Sharma are being quite tactful, but you've written a book about it. Can you share with us one instance of how, in your experience, political pressure was used?
Well, in 1977, the decision was taken in October 3rd, October 1977, to arrest former Prime Minister of India. So the order was given to the chief, the leading officer of IPS officer from Orissa cadre, to lead the party and to arrest her. And everything was gone, and the intention was to arrest her and bring her to the police station or our CBI office and keep her in a police custody. Next day produce her before the magistrate and take her custody again for interrogation, etc., etc. The information was there as per the then director's instruction. And how he got it and where he got it, that we do not know.
Okay.
But when we entered into the house of the former Prime Minister, and when we were doing this formality of search, and during that course of time, there was an instruction came from the director CBI to the leader of the team that you don't arrest her. If you arrested her, you allow her to go on bail. And that was the point of turn in the Indian history. I will say this. See, there was a direction from the government at that point of time itself.
Yes, yes, your story illustrates it. The question is, does it still happen? Do you think something like this can happen?
It doesn't. After the Supreme Court,
still happens. It as everybody.
You say it still happens. You're saying it doesn't.
I say that it cannot happen. It shouldn't happen because of the structural. Yes.
But sir, something happened at the Stalin residence. We don't know exactly what. But perhaps you have helped us understand a little bit. Mr. Satyanand Mishra, Mr. M.L. Sharma and K. Raghuatmam, all from the CBI, and of course former DOPT Secretary. Thank you all very much.